Welcome back to a brand new coffee tech break with Jan. Good to see you back again on my channel. I think I got a great video for you lined up today. So, as you know, we support the following applications. These are Zoom, Ring Central, Log Me In, Dialpad, Blue Jeans is now in public available. You can put it in device mode permanently. We got Teams, we got Starleaf, and you can put it in a Poly OS mode, where you can hook up to Pexip, for example, to have a bridge to any other environment. In this video, I won't run through all those applications because I always, also in 2022, I want to try to keep it within a coffee break. So I will spread those videos in the next couple of weeks, because different videos, so you got a great overview of what the possibilities are. Today, I want to get started with Zoom and give you an overview what you can use, for example, in your home office and what you can use in your executive office, or looking at the office, looking at focus room, mid-size room, large room. So what Zoom devices can you use in those different environments? Now, as usual, I will jump into my laptop and walk you through an overview. I will focus today specifically on Zoom, as I said, because if we want to do all those applications, we probably need multiple of those coffees. And so today, I want to specifically focus on Zoom and give you that overview. In the next video, as I said, I want to give you the end user experience. And I will do that for all the applications running on Studio X and G7500. And so you got that great overview. So this is one of the biggest questions I had into my YouTube channel, that people would like to see the end user experience. How does it look like? What products can we use for which room? Which I can imagine, because hybrid world is here to stay. People gonna work in the office, people gonna work at home, and so I think it's great to have a good overview of, if you're using Zoom or any of those other applications, how can you use those devices and what in which room. So today we're gonna get started with Zoom. Zoom is anywhere. And so if you look at those examples here, from multi-cell DECT throughout the office, and where you can hook up to Zoom using SIP, and that is the Rove line, as you see here on the left side. You can go into the meeting rooms, which I will dive deeper a bit later. We got headsets for open offices. You can go into the large rooms where you can integrate with third-party DSP, really nice. And you got the X70, for example, Zoom certified, or the G7500 with the E70, also Zoom certified. Personal workspace, also a lot of devices where I will dive deeper a bit later. You got your conference phone, which you can use. You can also use Trio in combination with Studio X as a controller and as speaker and mic. You can actually use multiple of them, which I also will show you in a bit. We got phones, so you can use SIP phones, but you can also use native Zoom phones. So for example, the 600 and 700, which I will show you in a bit, will run natively the Zoom app. We got the P21. You just hook up the cable from the screen to your laptop and it will share camera, speaker and mic. Really, really powerful. And lastly, we have PolyLens, the central hub where you can manage your headsets, your speakerphones, Studio X devices, etc. Your central hub where all your devices come together. Now let's get started with that personal workspace and that executive personal workspace. Just a bit more premium and to give you some of those options. And of course you can mix and match with each other. Now to get started, for example, you can already use the Poly Studio P5 as a webcam. 1080p webcam, ability to work in low light conditions. So of course not every home office has the correct lighting. So this camera in the basis works with low light conditions. It has a long cable coming with it, so your PC doesn't have to be nearby the camera. And what is also really nice is if you put this on top of the screen, you can really look into the webcam. So for the remote participants, you're sitting at the same level as your screen. So you can really nicely collaborate comfortably with each other. Very, very nice. The P5 has a built-in mic, so there is a possibility to use that. But usually in home office, it makes, I think, much more sense to use a headset. So you can really have those private calls. And also the Poly Voyager Focus 2 has hybrid ANC. So it will do ANC not only through the ears when noise comes in to filter that out, but also it will filter out noise to the remote participants. So by using those multiple mics also in the microphone, it's able to filter out. So you really got that great experience for yourself, but also for remote participants to filter out any noise in the home office. And of course, that can be anything like the trash bin being emptied, like children coming out of school. There's a lot of noise outside, and the Poly Voyager Focus 2 is really has the ability to filter that. And I created a video earlier where I put a link here where you're able to check that out and see how good Edit Poly Voyager 2 filters. Now you're probably not gonna sit the whole day with the Poly Voyager Focus 2. Wow, a lot of people don't even notice that they have it, the headset on their head. So that is, I think, very good. But if you want to have your hands free, you can always use the PolySync 20, for example, the 20 on the 40, and use that in your home office, which you can really hands free. You connect it up using the USB cable to the laptop, or use it with your Bluetooth to the mobile phone. You can really mix and match here some of those devices. I think really nice options for your home office. And it's Zoom certified, but in case you have a Teams call, no problem. So those devices also greatly work with other video providers. Now look at that executive personal workspace. So here again, you can also mix and match devices with each other. So let's get started. First off, the Poly Studio P50. That's an all-in-one USB speaker bar. So it's got camera, it's got speakers inside, and multiple microphones. Really, really nice for that executive personal workspace. You just hook it up to the laptop where you run your Zoom application. Of course, in case you got a Teams call in between or any other video call, you can also use the Studio P15. That is, of course, no problem. You put that here on top of your screen. Same experience with the P5. So the remote participants got that great experience, so you can look them right into the eyes. Now, it also got some framing technology, and especially when you got low light conditions, it's got some additional improvements there, but also that framing. So if you move around into your executive office, the camera has the ability to frame you to make sure that the participants, the remote participants, always got you in their view. Really nice. The Poly Studio P50. It comes with a cable, it comes with a clamp, as you see here, to put it on top of your monitor. It's a nice complete package. Now, what else do we have? We got also the Poly CCX 700 and the Poly CCX 600 with a camera. So the 600 doesn't have a built-in camera, so you need to use via the USB cable an external camera, which can be the Eagle Eye Mini, but can also be the Studio P5 or the P50. Really, really nice, but it's a standalone device. So you can just use this standalone in your meeting room, on your desk, and next to your screen to have the ability to dial into a meeting. It has a speaker inside here and a microphone, so you can really use it hands-free in your executive office, but you also have the ability to hook up a headset. Of course, for example, the Poly Voyager Focus 2. And you can hook up a headset and have your private calls also in your executive home office. Really nice. So you can really mix and match and see which devices works best for you at some moment of time during the day. Now let's jump into those meeting rooms. Really nice. This is for me, always a great subject because I'm sitting with customers and partners and discussing this always the whole day. So it's really good and to show you and present you this also on my channel. So you got a little bit of idea for what devices you could use for which room. And think of a focus room with maybe 2 people. Think of a small room where you sit with maybe 4 people, and think of large room or integrated rooms. And so I will walk through all those different options. First off, a focus room, and let's say for 2 people. Now, the X30 would be perfect and would fit perfectly for those rooms. Very simple, and everything is in this bar. And usually I get those questions a lot. Where is the computer? There is no additional computer needed. Everything is in that Studio X30. And same with X50, G7500, that doesn't need an additional computer anywhere. No, everything is in this Studio X30. So you can keep that focus room very clean. So if you hook this up to the screen, you can also use it as a whiteboard. And so if you put the USB cable directly from the X30 into that screen, you got a touch screen, you can use all the functionality from Zoom also on the screen. And I will show you this in those upcoming coffee tech break sessions to give you that overview for what the possibilities are when you're using only a touchscreen or when you're going to add the TC8, for example. If you want to have something on the table where you don't have a touchscreen, you can always use the TC8 at the table. You pair them up over the network, and then you got all that functionality on the TC8. Now, X30 has that wide angle camera, and so it's easily able to pick up participants who are sitting here nearby the screen. And here you can very nicely build up your focus room and keep that as clean as possible. Now, one great feature which is built into the Studio X30 and supported by Zoom is the BYOD mode. Really powerful. So if you got any other meeting on your laptop, for example, Teams or Starleaf or any other video client, you just hook up that USB cable, hook it up in the laptop, and it will jump into that BYOD mode automatically. And I'll put a link up there where I show you that as an example how that looks like. Now, looking at that small room. So the small room will probably be with 4 participants and maybe even less due to COVID. Now, you can put the X30, as you see here, under the screen or on top of the screen. Usually is preferred under the screen, so you got that great visibility over the table with the participants. Of course, it's got that 120-degree lens, and so you will grab as much participants here from the table as possible. Now you can use the X30, same with that focus room, you can use that standalone, so without anything at the table, but then you need a touchscreen and to make sure you can start the meeting. Then you additionally you have whiteboarding, you have the controls in the meeting. In case you want to have something at the table, that's a possibility. You can easily add that TC8, which gives you full control, gives you that calendar, you can search contacts, you got the controls during the meeting, etc. Again, I will show you that during one of the next coffee tech break sessions to give you and show you that full experience. Now, if you got a challenging room looking at audio, you could even use Trio C60. Trio C60 is also running that controller app, similar app as we have the TC8. So you got that calendar here on Trio C60, you got the meeting controls, etc. So that is also a great device which you can use here at the table. But you probably use that in case you got acoustic-wise, you got a challenging room there. You can even add extension mics to the Trio C60 if needed. Now, same as with the focus room, you can also use it as a BYOD device. So in case you got a Teams video session on your laptop or any other video client, you can reuse camera, speaker and mic from your X30 here on your laptop. And it really nicely jumps to that device mode. As soon as you take the USB cable out, it will automatically jump out of that device mode. And so I created earlier a video of that. I will put a link up there where you're able to configure also the timer for the device mode. But I think really, really powerful. Looking at the medium room. So what you see here is we're using the X50. just a bit bigger room, 6 participants in that room, and again, due to COVID, will probably be less. So you can put that here nicely under the two screens. X50 supports dual screen, so you can really use the participants on the left side and, for example, the content on the right side. Now, same here. You can use the Poly X50 with those touchscreens if you want. Then you don't need to use anything on the table. But also here you can easily add a TC8. You can even add multiple of them. So if you got that bit longer table, you can easily add multiple TC8s. Up to 3 is supported today in the Studio X and the G7500. Really nice. Now, same thing here. In case you got acoustic a challenging room, or you really like the Trio C60, you can have up to 2 Trio C60s at the table, and both of them will do the control. So you got on both locations at the table, you can do the control of the meeting and also have the audio coming out of the Trio C60. Really nice. So as you can see, you got some great flexibility here by using the Studio X in combination with Zoom. Now, also same here, if you then walk in with your laptop and you want to use any of those other video applications, just use that USB cable coming out of the X50, use that in the laptop, it will jump into the device mode, and you can reuse camera, speaker and mic in the X50. Now, there's also a wired option, which is not shown here, but the X50 has that wired mic, which has the ability, if you want to add some additional microphone function at the table, you can use that, of course, in combination with the Zoom client. Looking into those larger rooms, there's only one device which fits best there, and that's the Studio X70. I think really the most ultimate and extreme all-in-one speaker bar that we have available today and overall in the market. It's got that dual bass speakers inside, it's got dual tweeters inside, a really powerful bar. It's natively running Zoom, and so it's Zoom certified. You can put it on top of the screen or under the screen. Usually in those bigger rooms, it makes sense to put it on top of the screen, so you got that great visibility of the room. Same here, same as the X50, you can use it with a dual screen. If you got touchscreen, you can also use it with touchscreen, of course. So you got whiteboarding, you want to use on the left side, you want to use the participants, on the right side, you want to do content and whiteboarding, no problem. It's got that dual screen output. If you want to use something at the table, same as with the other Studio XSA, you can use multiple TC8s. If you got acoustic-wise challenging room, you can use Trio C60. Up to 2 are supported in the Zoom app mode. Really, really powerful. Only thing which is not there yet is the device mode. But I would say just keep an eye on my channel and I keep you updated with that. So the device mode is that you walk into those meeting rooms and you can use Teams or any other video app. Now, what you have in the Zoom app is, of course, the guest join. So you can guest join Teams if you want. That is just built into the Zoom app, and that's something which you can enable in the Zoom admin portal. Now, I will show you a link here on my channel where you can find some more information about that. Looking at the next step and the final step, that is the large integrated rooms. So working with the Studio E70, the G7500 codec, and combine those devices with a third-party DSP. So for example, Shure, Biamp, Sennheiser, and all those third-party DSPs, which you usually hook up through a USB cable onto the G7500 codec here, and you have the ability to use that third-party codec in the room. You're gonna have integrated speakers, you're gonna probably use integrated microphones. Sky's the limit. You can use all, and I always recommend that to work with integrators because this will probably need a design, etc. Now, you can also use just trios. Of course, the Poly Studio E70, of course, you can combine that with trios at the table. multiple trios. If you don't have a touchscreen, same here. So the G7500 also supports dual screen and touchscreen. If you don't have a touchscreen, you can use the TC8 at the table or use the trio as a control of the table. I think this is really, if you want to go flexible and have all kinds of different options open, then the G7500 is really nice device to go in any direction with your meeting room. Now, similar as the Studio X, the G7500 supports the BYOD mode. So if you put that USB cable into the laptop, it will automatically jump into that device mode. So you can start your Teams app or Starleaf or any other video application you got on your laptop and reuse the camera, speakers and mics in that room on your laptop. I think a really powerful one. And also the direct guest joiner, which I mentioned earlier with the X70, it's also built in G7500 with the Zoom app, of course. And so in case you want to quickly join a Teams meeting, you can always forward the invite also to this room and you're able to join Teams. Really, really nice alternatives to jump into those other meetings out there. Now, here ends my presentation with an overview of the Zoom portfolio and use that with Studio X and G7500. Now, thank you for watching this video. I'm already looking forward to the next video where I'll show you around in the Studio X and G7500 user interface, so with a touchscreen and also in combination with the TC8 or in combination with Trio C60. And I will show you exactly those features and functions that you have available. Now, I will do similar videos also for the other video applications that we have. So hopefully this gives you a great start of 2022 and you know exactly what devices you can use for your home office, your executive office, or for your meeting rooms in the office. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm already looking forward to the next video.